Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and show one stone, and it bring about feeling to all wicked a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Stibbidim day, stibbidim day. We in Global TV say certain kind of friend we no keep, and some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning, and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us, everyone. It's a lovely sunny morning in the UK. Not so warm though, but very sunny and a bit windy outside as well. How I want to do this morning? Let me, I wouldn't call the word make a disclaimer. The labor right them I go say so, but who cares? Una go say Dr. Campbell pay me this morning, because this morning will be a Dr. Campbell's promotion. No one pay me. I take it up on myself because I recognize courage. I recognize dedication. I recognize hard work. And yes, I recognize that in Dr. Dayton Campbell. No one knows the new PMP soca. I'm going to play this morning because I like it. Have any of you seen the new PNP soca song? Dr. Campbell Bright, or Dayton Campbell Bright. Me like that song there. Me not tell no lie. Morning everyone, morning and welcome to my community of party and all family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and welcome. And Vaz, you're still making the rounds on social media. It's really taking itself across the village. And people are not happy. Oh, they are not. They are embarrassed. Beat and Teach, good morning, and welcome to you on both platforms. Good morning. RJ, good morning, and welcome. Good morning, Marcia Thomas. Good morning. Debbie Jarvis TV. Sharon Bernard. Good morning. Abina Sarkodi. Good morning. Althea. Herbert Tuzelin. Good morning, Judy Roberts. Althea, good morning. Miranda Roddick, good morning. Wayne Evans. Who else is here? Gopal's Kitchen, Jamrock 8766, Miss T. Who else is here? Trevor. Good morning. Renice Nicholson, JP. Who is on the tick? Lena, good morning. Selector Pearl, Debian, Merle, Beat and Teach, Sophia, Chris, Calvert. Good morning and welcome. Dr. Campbell has been a ripe mango for the Jamaica Labour Party ranks. Good morning. Dr. Campbell has been a ripe mango for the Jamaica Labour Party for quite some time. The disintegration and the dive and the division of the People's National Party, Dr. Campbell was right slap bam in the midst of it. Dr. Campbell shared his fair public blame for the division and disintegration and split in the People's National Party. He has been thrown to the wolves by even many People's National Party supporters, many who call themselves comrades, manlyites, and all the ites they can talk about. Dr. Campbell, though, one can say, has plucked the courage up and has weathered the storm. It is why I say I see courage as one of those great virtues in Dr. Campbell. Because if you understand democracy and how it should work and the meaning of the two or multiple political parties in democracy, What happened in the 2020 general election? We went too much to the right. We went way too far to the right. Hmm? And the People's National Party even went into further division and disintegration. One could say, though, the hard work and dedication of Dr. Campbell has revived the People's National Party, has made a lot of us in the public spheres and members of the People's National Party, Mr. Linda, how you do, cousin, sort of start gravitating and becoming to accept Mark Golding's leadership of the People's National Party. That hard work to bring back democracy, at least to the center, where we can say a tough election is coming up, even though the People's National Party is projected to win the next general election. But it's the hard work of Dr. Campbell that really protects our democracy in a sense that shifts it. Because if Dr. Campbell had not had the courage to stay the course of the disintegration and division in the People's National Party, and Mark Golding is still the leader with those around him, sometimes not very visible, the truth be told. Without a Dr. Dayton Campbell, where would the People's National Party be? And wouldn't then Andrew Holness guaranteed a third term that would usher Jamaica into full dictatorship? Dr. Campbell has become the right man because this current PNP batch, Dr. Campbell is the strength, the backbone, the spinal cord of the People's National Party. You may not like Dr. Campbell. You may think Dr. Campbell too loud mouth, or that's okay. But you must recognize, though, that without the hard work of a Dr. Dayton Campbell, our country in the upcoming general election may would have stayed to the right that it veered to in 2020, or even go further right. That hard work of Dr. Campbell gave us some assurance that our democracy, our parliamentary democracy, still exists. You see in every quarters where they are going after Dr. Campbell, you see how, one second, you see how the Lawrence Road, you see how the Lawrence Road debacle was dealt with in the media. Myself, I did not agree to how Roe was treated by the People's National Party. I made that clear. But as I said, the Labour right, I'm going to have to say, Dr. Campbell, pay me this morning, because I've recognized courage, dedication, and hard work. And even if Dr. Campbell doesn't win his seat, I can guarantee you that under People's National Party victory, he will still return as Senator Campbell, the Minister of Agriculture. Still going to return as that. So, but on the issue of the latest issue of Dr. Campbell's friend, who has been employed at the Integrity Commission, and it's causing the Jamaica Labour Party to act quite a bit dunce and all that jazz. So, Patriotic Jamaican put together quite I like the way he worded it in the whole showdown between the government and the Integrity Commission. But whoever is at the Integrity Commission will always have to continue to put a dunce government in its place when it comes to how independence and separation of power works in our country.
Of sufficient details to adequately inform an inquiry. She says actions of the Integrity Commission which cause concern will receive the urgent attention of the Commission, provided that it is given cogent and unequivocal information on which it can rely.
Breaking, the Integrity Commission just clapped back at the Jamaican government. And trust me, it's the kind of legal mic drop that could shake up Parliament itself. By the end of this video, you will know why Justice Bestwick's response is being called a slap in the face to Bartlett and Kamina Johnson-Smith, and what it really means for Andrew Holness. Let's go. So here's the scene. Now, picture this. Two of the highest ranking members of the Jamaican government, Edmund Tourism, Ting Turnup Bartlett, and Kamina Foreign Affairs Johnson Smith decided to slide into the IC's DMs. Okay, not really, but they did send a joint letter to retired Justice Carol Lawrence Bestwick, the chair of the Integrity Commission. Why? Because they're not feeling the appointment of one Ronnie Florence as acting director of corruption prosecution. Their issue, Ronnie is apparently besties with PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell, a 20-year friendship, photos from his wedding, and a social media post to prove it. Because clearly, if you ever eaten curry goat at someone's wedding, you're no longer capable of being neutral. Bartlett and Kamina want answers, but do they really have the receipts? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The problem. So Bartlett and Kamina say, listen, Justice Bestwick, we're not questioning his qualifications, but you see the optics, it don't look good. And that's when Justice Bestwick politely, methodically, and legally body bagged the entire argument with the elegance of a silk robe and the precision of a courtroom cross-examination. Her response, cool concerns, but where's the actual evidence? She basically said, y'all sent me vibes and suspicion, not facts and proof. Come back when you have receipts. And let's be real, in the world of law and integrity, receipts run things. Do you think the Integrity Commission is being fair or playing politics? Let's talk about it in the comments. Bestwick went full legal queen mode. 1. Everyone has a constitutional right to association. 2. Decisions are open to scrutiny, but scrutiny requires substance. 3. If there's a conflict of interest, the employee recuses themselves. In other words, the Integrity Commission is not here for political paranoia. If you want an investigation, you better pull up with something stronger than them used to par from long time. And she didn't stop there. Like this video, if you think Justice Bestwick held her ground like a boss, twist and turning the tables. Kamina and Bartlett also asked about why Keisha Prince Kamika, the previous director of corruption prosecution, didn't stay on, whether pressure was applied over her investigation into Andrew Holness's statutory declarations and the resignation of a senior investigator linked to the same probe. Justice Bestwick's response. One Once again, vague, incomplete, no specifics, no formal complaints, no documents. Y'all are sending rumors and headlines. Translation: if this were court, they'd get thrown out before opening statements. No evidence, no action. She also added that Keisha's 5-year term ended and that no complaint was made about pressure, at least none that the commission is aware of. Do you think Keisha Prince Kamika was forced out, or did she leave for other reasons? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. So what does all this mean? It means the JLP government is throwing shade, possibly laying political groundwork to delegitimize investigations, and Justice Beswick just told them politely, you better come correct. And remember, Ronnie Florence isn't some random. He's been legally vetted. His friendship with Campbell, not illegal, not hidden, not proof of wrongdoing. The IC's message is clear. We don't do vibes-based governance here. Bring facts or fall back. If Ronnie Florence is Dayton Campbell's longtime friend, should he still get the job? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. JLP leaders questioned appointments at the Integrity Commission. Justice Beswick said, I need more than feelings, I need facts. No official complaint or evidence of wrongdoing was presented. IC operates under policy of recusal if conflicts arise. Beswick reminded the public transparency and fairness are still the standard. Drop a JM if you're tired of the political games and just want the truth. If you think this saga is over, trust me, it's just getting started. The political chessboard is shifting, and the next move could be a checkmate for somebody. So if you want to stay plugged into every twist, every clapback, and every corruption scandal they wish you didn't know about, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and tell me, do you think the IC is being fair, or is this all a PNP plot? Either way, buckle up, because the integrity wars are far from over. One word to describe this integrity commission versus government clash. Put it in the comments. Listen to this excerpt from Nationwide News Network.
Retired Justice Carol Lawrence Beswick says the extent to which the alleged pressure may have contributed to Keisha Prince Kamika not seeking renewal in the post requires the input of the former corruption prosecution director herself. She notes that the former director's 5-year statutory term of office with the commission has already ended. The chairman of the Integrity Commission says her attention has not been brought to any complaint or even comment made by Mrs. Prince Kamika, either to the commission or to any other entity concerning the questions she's been asked to interrogate.
Were the JLP's concerns valid or just political deflection? Let me know in the comments.
Justice Lawrence.
Certainly a political deflection. This is not really about Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Campbell's friend, you know. It's really not about him. It's really about getting something to stick on Dr. Campbell. It is not really about Dr. Campbell's friend per se. It's about getting some form of corruption, nepotism, conflict of interest, or some sort of the JLP gene to stick on Dr. Campbell. One of the things that Justice Beswick also carefully remind the government of, that they have a great lack of understanding of, is Section 6 of the Integrity Commission Act passed by the government. which says the Integrity Commission is not answerable to anybody except for the court and only by a judicial review. Their hire and fire policy is totally up to them. If them hire you for 5 years, there's nothing that says they must. They can renew your contract. There's nothing that says they must. Their hire and fire policy, and your wholeness, and that's why I always tell you all to sit down and read the Integrity Commission Act, because if this government and its dunce apparatus reads the Integrity Commission Act, I'm sure the flurry of embarrassing questions that they ask, they would never get there. But let's do the PNP soca, then we move on to the, we move on to the St. James scenario with the mayor of St. James removing political pamphlets belonging to the People's National Party, but political pamphlets of the Jamaica Labour Party from the local government election of last year is still rolling. And Dr. Campbell had an interview with Dean Jackson Miller, and we will look at that after we look at the PNP soca. I wonder if Anvaz provoked that song, yeah? I want to say, start with a quote. You know, say, I found this, everything go bad. You know, listen well, you know. I want to say, start with a quote. I found this, everything go downhill, you know. Because when she said that, you know, she did it on the edge of the cliff. And the minute she said that, she started to roll over the cliff. And the minute she said, I want to say, start with a quote. The part where I love, you know, when he said, the heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight. And that part them I love.
I want to say, open with a quote.
Open with a quote.
The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but by day, while their companions were sleeping, toiled upwards in the night. And that is exactly
the other beauty you must recognize in her speech is that she turned and picked up her paper. Watch carefully. She turned and picked up her paper, and she had the correct way of reading, you know. Looking at the paper, glancing at the crowd, looking at the paper, glancing at the crowd. But really saying what was in her mind, not really what's on the paper, while they were sleeping. While they were sleeping.
I want to say, open with a quote.
No, that part is terrible. I want to say, open with a quote. For the revival church, you know, they sing your cast, you forget a period, you know. I want to say, open with a quote. Were not attained by sudden flight, but in day, while their companion were sleeping, tiled upward in the night.
I want to say, open with a quote. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sunset, but by day, while their companions were sleeping, toiled upwards in the night. And that is exactly.
You can go on here, lady. You make your own on social media, though. At least you're famous for something. Even Shagry. You're famous for something. Let's watch the PNP soca. The part where me love in this song are the part where said Dayton Campbell bright. Hold on there.
Them don't see, them don't see, off the phone and carry the message. Don't see. Hi boy, simple eyes of great man reach and kept. Them don't know it. Hey Jamaican, hey Damien Crawford, let's steer some man. You couldn't tell me enough for the labor right them can't read alright. You couldn't tell me enough for them done so for them. Shame and disgrace man them man. Eh? And what this father got? I walk one. Brian, I walk one over the sun. You don't see what I want. Aye. And then the knock come one, I couldn't come size up with your bright leader. BNP, show them how bright, yeah, man. Dr. Dayton Bright, yes, him can read and write. Crawford, you beat them daily, them can't put up no fight. Isaac Buchanan, where they over Portland. You drive the wife and the husband crazy, them no know where them stand. Them two nuts. Them two nuts.
Don't Advance. Are you provoked this, you know? We're not attained. Are you provoked this? Dayton Campbell bright. At the part that me love. No, sir. Judgment. Don't see. No, sir, we have to play Don't See one more time. No, sir. Me love that one here. Courtesy of Anne-Marie Vaz. Oh, I forgot that.
Tell me enough for the labor right them can't read alright. You couldn't tell me enough for them done so for them.
Sorry, peeps. Me never realized me not have it in view.
Them don't see. Them don't see. Off the phone and carry the message. Don't see. Hi boy, simple eyes of great man reach and kept. Them don't know it. Hey Jamaican, hey Damien Crawford, let's steer some man. You couldn't tell me enough for the labor right them can't read alright. You couldn't tell me enough for them done so for them. Shame and disgrace man them man. Eh? And what this father got? I walk one. Brian, I walk one over the sun. You don't see what I want. Aye. And then the knock come one, I couldn't come size up with your bright leader. BNP, show them how bright, yeah, man. Dr. Dayton Bright, yes, him can read and write. Crawford, you beat them daily, them can't put up no fight. Isaac Buchanan, where they over Portland. You drive the wife and the husband crazy, them no know where them stand. Them two nuts. Them two nuts. Them nuts.
new name for the labor rights them is either Buster Rights or Duncy. Buster Rights or Duncy. And in continue looking at Dr. Campbell this morning, we'll move to an interview Dr. Campbell had with Dean Jackson Miller, and this is in regards to the mayor of St. James, who is being ordered by Andrew Holness to play whatever politics that he possibly can in order to, I don't know why Andrew realized Jamaica people really has moved away from election violence. Is only Andrew Holness and JLP supporters are pushing election violence, and Andrew Holness it go turn over upon only, you know, because you notice here implode amongst each other. Mr. Mark Golden have a cabinet for unleash from this country, Andrew Holness. You are going to go down in history of a government who runs this country without ideas. You, Andrew Holness, will go down in history as a government who runs this country without idea. Because the amount of dunce back at your prime minister. That's why every time you see Mike on camera, you have to go on like hooligan and skettle and dragonaut.
No, the PNP has said the display of those political advertisements is provided for by law, and the mayor has disagreed with the PNP's interpretation. So we're talking specifically about, let's see, these are the Town and Country Planning Act, Control of Advertisements Regulations of 1978. So we're joined now by the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell. We'll hear a little later on from the Mayor, Mr. Vernon. But the specific segment here is Section 13 of the regulations, which speaks of advertisements that can be displayed without express consent. And that includes, it says, any advertisement relating specifically to a pending parliamentary or local government election. All right. So this is a crux of the dispute. Dr. Campbell, appreciate you talking to us. Thank you so much.
Good evening and good evening to your listeners.
Appreciate it as always. So the PNP is saying that, and let me just point out, just for listeners, just for the record, that both parties have been putting up posters and boards in and around Kingston, for instance. You're seeing the different constituencies, Kingston and St. Andrew, you're going to the different constituencies. You're seeing the signs are up on both sides. So tell us, as I mentioned, you are claiming that as a basis of your, what should I say, as a legal basis for what you're doing in terms of putting up the boards around St. James, correct?
Right. So legally and conventionally, what we're doing, we find it to be right in that the Town and Country Act allows for display of political materials prior to an impending election. And the ROPA defines the campaign period as being 54 months after the last general elections. Essentially 6 months before the 5-year anniversary, which will be in September. So we were written to in March to say that we are officially in the campaign period commencing March 7th.
Written to by whom?
By the ECJ, I believe.
Okay.
So we're officially in the campaign period. So any financing and anything like that, we will have to report because we are indeed in the official campaign period. That has been the convention that we have adhered to for general and local government elections. And the mayor was taking this view, which is contrary to what everybody else is practicing, also still has up poster boards of himself in St. James that have not been removed from last year for the local government election. And there are other poster boards of other members, including the deputy mayor of Montego Bay, that are still up As you have said in your introduction, that across the other parishes, there is clear display of billboards and poster boards for candidates of both political parties. And none of the mayors that are in an era where the PNP has control, which there are 38 constituencies that fall under the councils that the PNP currently lead, and only 25 under the councils that the JLP lead. And yet still we have not taken that decision to remove any of the billboards. And the mayor has not taken any decision to remove any of the billboards of the Jamaica Labour Party. What he seems to be saying is that he thinks it's unsightly for it to be up on Jimmy Cliff Boulevard and other areas for a 6-month period. If that is contention, it seems as if he wants a new law. But there's a process in which you amend a law or to enact a new law. And this is not it. It's not to ignore what the current provision is and to do what you feel like.
So the PNP has asked.
Is bad advice, in my opinion.
So the PNP has made an official complaint to the Electoral Commission here?
Correct.
And this is to remind listeners, the Electoral Commission now includes the office of the political ombudsman. So I guess we'll see.
Which we are still protesting against, by the way. Especially now in the heightened campaign period. Take, for example, myself. I am a commissioner at the ECJ, which would make me an ombudsman, but I'm also the chief executive officer for the party and the one that would be representing the individuals. So the boards have been taken down for the candidates. I'm the one that they are going to come to make representation on their behalf. And I am in turn having to make representation to myself.
Well, if I could ask, has there been a decision within the Electoral Commission in terms of how it is going to deal with this issue of also being the political ombudsman? Is it that the political members of the commission are going to sit out all discussions? What's going to happen?
Discussions are taking place.
Just now?
The ECJ is not able to tell the government that we're not going to do what we're asked to do legally. The appeal is to the government for them to reconsider. The one place that we do not want to get the appearance of political bias is in the Electoral Commission. In 2016, when the election results were 32-31, we peacefully handed over power because there was no concern about the electoral process.
I'm so sorry.
We can be proud of.
Hold a moment, Dr. Campbell. I'm saying, and I should say to my producer, let's see if Mr. Jarrett will talk to us. We haven't spoken to him for a while in his ECJ capacity. What I'm really asking is not about whether the ECJ is going to act as the ombudsman or not. It's have the commissioners decided on a mechanism is what I'm asking Dr. Campbell. So have the commissioners decided, for instance, that the independent members will sit and hear complaints and the political representatives wouldn't involved? Has a mechanism within the ECJ been decided as to
there are discussions around the mechanism. We haven't finalized anything. And in the local government election, the mechanism that was employed was pretty much for the politically appointed persons to speak to members on their side when an issue came up. And I don't think that is sufficient because I do not believe the issues that came up during that campaign were sufficiently addressed. Nor do I think they will be in this instance either. Because
this is why I continuously ask the Prime Minister to exercise leadership. All these are political victimization. The Prime Minister must take leadership, not just within the Jamaica Labour Party, which needs leadership and a stable hand to guide the party through its division at the moment. But as the Prime Minister of the country, the Prime Minister must exercise leadership in order for us to have a peaceful general election, Andrew Holness. We are asking you for that. We have elected you to lead, Prime Minister. We have nobody else to ask for leadership right now. If you want to ask somebody else, you have to resign or call the election. But for now, we can't ask nobody, barring you, to take leadership so you can guarantee the nation a peaceful and a fair election, Prime Minister?
In this instance, this matter comes up, you're going to say to the two members appointed by the Prime Minister to speak to the Mayor of Montego Bay, and he clearly is heading down a road that he is not intended on listening to anyone. So he needs, in my view, an unbiased mediator, a referee in the process, even if just for this period, the official campaign period. But I think there needs to be an independent body that is outside of the Electoral Commission to address and deal with these matters.
So when did the complaint go in to the Electoral Commission?
We sent the letter to the ECJ last week.
Last week. All right. In the interim then, has the PNP stopped putting up posters in St. James until you get a determination here?
Well, these boards are not cheap. they're not cheap. And the mayor has pretty much just confiscated these materials unlawfully.
Have they been destroyed or can they be remounted?
I'm not sure what he has done with them. I'm not sure what he has done with them. But I do know that there are still billboards up of Jamaica Labour Party candidates in St. James that have not been removed from the last year's local government election. Yet still he's taking down it to me is political victimization, intimidation, and it is flirting with tampering.
Tap the screen, let me see beat and teach, and give me 10 minutes restriction. I think it's prevent the tapping of the screen for now. But to respond to what you say, beat and teach, them going ahead with, if they're going ahead with Portmore Parish, or it'll work now. As the court says, they must comply with Section 67. The government must consult the ECJ and rectify the border situation. Otherwise, the government is violating not just the Constitution, but an order of the court. Let's see how it pans out. Because you know this government don't respect the rule of law. This government is a dictator and an authority unto itself. So it will do anything to hold on to power. Let's watch and see how the government moves on this.
With the peace that we have enjoyed in the political process, because what is likely to happen is that you're going to have retaliation. So we don't have to be appealing to our members not to retaliate, to take down anybody else's board. And I think it is just totally unnecessary and we should desist from doing it. There's nothing good that comes of it. This is the law, it is the tradition, and I don't know what he's trying to prove. In a similar way, after the local government election, he was advised by his senator, Charles Sinclair, not to sign in some of his own members. He needs to get better legal advice.
The question, I'm nearly out of time. The question I was going to ask was that question in relation to 13.1a, which says any advertisement specifically relating to a pending parliamentary or local government election, and to ask about that word pending. But you're saying that the party, well, the PNP certainly is interpreting, or what should I say, relating the pending period, equating it to the fact that the ECJ has now said we're now in an election period and therefore reporting, and that reporting requirements for campaign finance and so on now apply.
Absolutely, including for those billboards that he's taking down. We will have to account for those.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll talk to him after the break and see. We appreciate it as always. Thank you.
No problem.
Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party. We'll hear from the mayor after the break right now.
All of everything Andrew Holness is doing with all these political sabotage is to win the general election. The people's eye, Prime Minister, is wide open. And every move that you make in this country to deny the people of the rights, the protected rights that we enjoy, Prime Minister, the people are watching you. Trust me, Andrew Holness, the people are watching you. And this election will not go down well for you, because of your very dictatorial behavior, Prime Minister, within the Jamaica Labour Party. It is why your very people come out and make it clear to you that we are prepared to give this seat to Ian Hales if you don't comply and meet us halfway. If you're going to silence us on one vote, Prime Minister, we can guarantee you that you will never win because we will sit on our hands. You know how much JLP support our plan to sit down on their hand, Prime Minister? I hope they not glue it before they sit down on it. You know the amount of JLP supporters a plan for sit down on their hand when you call the election? You're going to spend. You see like how you spend where they spend where your thief for win the two by-election council seat and you lose them. You go buy box food to your week. Can you not have more figure, you know? When you don't have more than $5,000 on box food, so if cannot cheap. Remember bread buster growing up on. So you know used to more on bread. So when you say box food, a holiday, foreign and Christmas, all in a one. Buster used to know to source of bread. That's why I know so this graceful when you say food.
For them, for the Jamaica today, we will not be working with Mr. James. So there will be a split, as you can see. So if he does not win today, then we will be supporting Mr. Ian Hales. The winnings will be going on the other side if Mr. Wilson does not win today.
And while up to news time, it was not.
Should Mr. Wilson lose this today, there will be no seat for them, for the Jamaica Labour Party in Westmoreland. We will be going independent, and if Mr. Wilson is not willing to go independent, no vote. Because I carry a lot of weight in my PDs, my division, and I will tell my people, my laborers, that is PNP running. No laborers will win, and they will lose. The Jamaica Labour Party will lose.
Labor rights are one of them. Buster rights. We don't notice how the labor right them quiet, they don't even have chance to attack me these days. Poor thing them. They're so hungry and burnout and shame.
Here because we are demonstrating.
But still, not even war them are run out for war anymore. Labor rights, as Currency and Morrison call on. Honest silence. Oh, not so silent. The whole of social media shut down. The whole of Jamaica shut down. And Labour right have an election to win? No, sir.
Here because we are demonstrating. Because Western Westmoreland, we don't want Mr.
Andrew, this is not a demonstration against PNP, you know. This is not a demonstration against Mark Golden. This is a demonstration against Andrew Holness and Horace Chang. Andrew Holness and Horace Chang. Uno, them are demonstrate against.
Garfield James. If it's not Mr. Wilson, Moreland Wilson, we are not voting, we are not working. This seat is going to go independent or nothing at all. Or we all take our vote to the other side. We have told Dr. Chang this before. We have told the Prime Minister, and we are very serious about it. We are here demonstrating this morning, and we are very, very serious. And this is my placard. And I want Dr. Chang to come and explain to us what is happening. Why is it one vote? Because
Dr. Chang with the whole heap of illegal gun in the container around the flankers, sir. The labor rights them ask you to come answer them question. The General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, the delegates of the Jamaica Labour Party, Dr. Chang, that you can't corrupt anymore, Dr. Chang. This is your problem now, you know, Doc. You have no means of corrupting the delegates in the Jamaica Labour Party. This is why you're having these split down the middle, Dr. Chang. No, sir. Judgment. You can't get one bright somebody if you do a runoff against Anvaz. You can't get a runoff for Anvaz. Boy. At that time you don't see Darrell Vaz unleash violence across Portland.
What you would say, the crossovers. He's in favor of the crossovers. Why? One vote. Mr. James did not even win Sheffield, and that's where he's responsible for. And we all know if the Prime Minister himself don't win Film City, he don't have a say. So why is it Mr. Garfield James did not win Sheffield, but yet Dr. Chang and everybody, the bigger heads, are fighting for him to take the seat? What is going on that they are not telling us? We need answers. Too much of the foolishness, and as we say, one Moreland Wilson, and if it's not Moreland Wilson, down here is going back to the PNP. No Moreland? No. Make him run the seat and he lose it, and Mr. James going out there going work like Mr. Wilson will have to put himself in the seat. But one Moreland we say, and that we mean. And this is just the smoke, and if we don't get it our way, it's not going to be easy. We are very much dissatisfied, because we think Moreland Wilson has been treated unfairly for 33 years. Nobody can fight Mr. Wicca McNeil. Nobody can stand up to Wicca McNeil. And everybody come and win and lose, run and lose, then run down left way. Moreland the only one will stand up. 33 full years in a wilderness. He might the only one contemporary out of the woods. He is working, but he is not getting enough resource to do everywhere. So because of that, him do look at this, so everybody feel look good, right? Then Mr. James come over, him say he skip over in boundary and cover the fence. We expect him to come work with Mr. Wilson because they said he has a weak area. Let us work and build the party. Why separate the party? We are in limbo now because the party is separated in two. And this will not come back easy. It will take an arm and a leg to tell people back again if I saw. No, half gone so, half gone so. So if it's not Moreland Wilson we are working with, then we are working with nobody. No Moreland, no one.
With all fairness and no name bias, Mr. Wilson worked very hard to win this seat, become a member of Parliament for Western Westmoreland. Mr. Wicca McNeil is there for 5 terms. He called himself the 5-star general. Not even the ship could move him, could go up against him. And this young man come with just a small portion of resources out of his own pocket. And him come kick a 5-star foot along with the people of Western Westmoreland. How can a man build him house without no help from the next person? When they fight you, so you don't get to build a house. And when you build a house and live in your house, then now that person now come now and to come take you out of the house. When you are going to have son come and come take you out of the house, them thing there, cause you know what? We don't want to go the way there. We want to go the easier way. So most of we can't tell Harris Chang, not even Dr. Chang, because this is not a slap in the face. This is a kick in the mouth. And we don't like this. And without no Moreland Wilson, in Western Westmoreland here, no James, no vote. Otherwise, all we are going to draft it up is go independent. James can win. Sorry for you, Mr. Bogard. Respect you. Me love my party. Look for me as the Rockstone Labour right. No money can get me vote PNP. No woman can get me change. Right? And me can't tell them say me no vote to handout. Me loyal to my party. And me tell you, Mr. Chang, me tell you, Mr. Holness, this seat, if not Moreland Wilson, straight back to the PNP. straight back to the PNP without no apology. No apology. No Boland in Westmoreland, no vote.
How long you plan and demonstrate it for? How long until?
As long until election call are over. We not stop.
You know what is confusing me, Prime Minister? You're not calling the election and you're not quelling the division. But may I ask Monkey Farden something? What is he waiting on? Do you think he's waiting on a good time, Bobby Montague? Because Bobby Montague said when Andrew Holness ready, Andrew won't call the election until Andrew ready. What more preparation in the time slot that is left Bobby Montague that you think Andrew Holness can prepare for a victory? If the Prime Minister is finding it so difficult when it comes to positioning and keeping the peace in the party, Bobby Montague, I mean, he should just get it over and done with. What, you're waiting to be battered more brutally? What I don't want, Andrew Holness, is for the country to swing extremely left in this election like it did extremely right in the last general election. It's not good for democracy. No party in any country should have mass control of the legislative framework. It is dangerous for democracy. And this is the very problem we're facing with Andrew Holness and the Portmore Parish, the Ombudsman issue, the Paula Llewellyn issue, and the other issue where Andrew Ram raid over the legislature. So, it is dangerous when a country electoral process swings extremely to one side. If it's a crazy power-hungry government, it's a slippery slope into dictatorship, as you see the struggle we have with Andrew Holness when it comes to respecting our rights, respecting the Constitution, respecting the legislative process, the processes of governance and accountability, and all that. So I wouldn't want the Jamaica Labour Party to be wiped out at the next general election. It would give me no assurance of our democratic process. Just like how we the people, because the PNP wasn't that robust enough or strong in numbers in Parliament to hold them to account. It hence why a lot of us in the public spheres have gotten involved to hold our leaders to account and to protect the democratic framework in our country, because our voices do matters. But of course, you would want the People's National Party to have a majority in the next general election, but I don't want our electoral process to ever swing in this fashion again, where one party can just decide on the legislative framework and everybody have to follow blindly behind them. We've been seeing rather how dangerous that has been used by Andrew Holness. And we should give that to no other, so much power to any other leader again. Not such a wide majority. We must always have an opposition that can keep a government that decides to go rogue in check. And this is the current situation at the moment, where Andrew Holness regularly go rogue, especially when it comes to the legislative framework, because the People's National Party doesn't have the number to prevent him from going legislatively rogue on us. And if they come in with a legislation that violate our rights, is ongo a forceful opposition going to the court, public arm. People like JFJ and a lot of others, or any Jamaican at home or any Jamaican group can group up together and challenge unconstitutionality of legislation and so on. But as I always maintain, our lawyers in Jamaica, our law society, the General Legal Council, and all of these people doesn't do a great service, because some of these people can sue the government, but them just sit down and turn a blind eye to a lot of what the government do, or even on issue to do with the Constitution and all of that. The General Legal Council can be an interesting party in a lawsuit against the government. JFJ, Jump, and all the others. At them organization there and something in a foreign sue government on behalf of people and community. But our legal circle in Jamaica, I don't think some of them do awfully well. Look at that gentleman who Isaac Buchanan got out of prison after 50 years without even being charged, just lost in the system. This is why the people of, the MPs rather, of Portland are so perturbed. But Portland people, don't you want to swing around the village and say, oh, my MP, East Portland in particular, my MP is the Minister of Justice. My MP is the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. My MP is the Attorney General. Don't you want to swan around Jamaica and say that we have some of the brightest as our MP? Or do you want to do the MPs that say open with a quote, not attained by sudden flight, but in day, while their companion were sleeping, were tiling upward in the night. Let's take a further sneak peek of Dr. Campbell's political journey.
Welcome to Profile Part 2 now of my interview with the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell. And last week we ended the program by talking a little bit about, just your road to becoming the youngest member of parliament ever for the People's National Party. I think you think that they're about number 3 on the list overall of youngest members of parliament. And you were reflecting on, just people's understanding of the role of MP and how so much of it is about what happens in the constituency, but not what actually happens in parliament. Let's talk a little bit about what happens in the constituency. What is required to actually make that work?
Well, so essentially what you're doing is making representation on behalf of the people. So the idea is that whatever number it is of persons that reside within that constituency can't go to, say, NWA to make representation for the road. So they elect one from amongst them to go and make the representation for them. So you have to look at the issues and figure out what are the issues that are affecting the people. It's not only about you. You can't just come and impose what you want to do on the people. So you have to first do the consultation. And the Social Development Commission, SDC, does community profiles. So you can have an idea as to what the issues are for the people and how they have prioritized them. In most parts of rural Jamaica, you have infrastructural challenges, road, lack of potable water, housing, land titling, electricity, and now, broadband internet. And then you have employment related issues. And 80% of the economic activity in rural Jamaica is directly linked to agriculture. And then you have small businesses and, education from early childhood all the way up to university level, tertiary level, and also continuing adult education. And healthcare, in a similar way, primary healthcare, secondary healthcare, and then youth and community activities. They're likely to fall somewhere within those. So you have to then look at those and see which issues they are relevant and how you're going to use those to transform the area that you represent. To get a road done is not up to just the MP alone, because you have to get the approval for it. So what I tried to focus on was the things that I had direct control of, because especially like what happened to me in my second term, when you are the MP but the other party forms the government, you're not going to get a lot done based on how resources are distributed. And so I focus on using my medical training to offer that back to the people. And so I started doing back to school medicals, and I used to do about 30 locations each year. I think over the 8-9 years that I was there, I did about 15,000 of them free of charge. Did talks in the church about high blood pressure, high blood sugar, diabetes, about prostate cancer and the need for screening and those things, and signed up persons, so they could get the NHF card and JADEP at the time. They've now merged it. And, education. As I said, education is really the vaccine against poverty, regardless of what persons are saying. Even if you give somebody some money, if you give them money and they don't have a certain level of education, they're going to lose it. I was in a meeting, person, education can them. I said, yes, that is true, but it can afford you. It gives you the opportunity to afford what you want to eat. Right? So you have to make that investment in it. And you have to be balanced at the same time. There are those people who the education is not what they need, but they still need that drain clean because it's at risk of, soil erosion and affecting their homes. So they still need that done as well. And take a balanced approach to what you're doing. So that's how I approached it. I did a second chance initiative, which was essentially geared towards giving females who would have gotten pregnant or something like that, or males that would have been involved in gang or anything like that, giving them a second chance to become something. And we ended up offering about 15 different areas. The hospitality areas, so like food preparation, bartending, those things. Then we realized we needed some more hands-on things for the males, so we did woodwork and plumbing and those things. And we had a truck driving program which allowed some persons to migrate to Canada with their entire family, and they've gotten a real opportunity to make a meaningful change in their life and that of their family. Clearly, there were things that were not done. I lost, right? So clearly, there were things that were not done, and those are mostly infrastructural things that I couldn't have done because I didn't have access to the resources. So there's still bad roads. There's still community without water, including where I'm from up in Bamboo. There's still areas that we wanted to do health centers and they were not done. So you still had those issues there. And
when you think about all of these different are you frustrated? I mean, you grew up in your own circumstances, so you know your circumstances and those of your community. But now you get the entire profile of the parish and you see the real needs. How do you deal with it?
It's frustrating. When you look at the data and it says to you that only 24% of the constituency has access to potable water. You're like, what are we doing? 60 years after independence. You look at the road network and you realize that, a lot of it is in a deplorable state. You look at the healthcare facility and the health centers that are in the rural areas, there isn't a doctor that is there. Which is what you really want to do. You want to make primary healthcare the focus so that persons that don't have an emergency or an accident don't end up in the hospitals, but they actually seek care at the facility. But in order for that to happen, they have to be properly equipped, they have to properly staff.
They won't go there if
there's nothing there, they can't go there. So you have to see how you develop those. How do you lure some of the medical professionals to go to those areas? So you have to incentivize them, right? I think that you have to say to them that in order for them to specialize, they have to do a year in rural Jamaica, for example, or something of that sort. So So, you ensure that you have a constant supply of doctors going out to the rural areas so that persons can be seen. So it is concerning at times when you look at it. The number of students that are leaving school with 5 subjects to include math and English is still only 18%. That's less than 1 in every 5. And you know what the end result of that is going to be. These youngsters that are not meaningfully engaged, they're going to be recruited into nefarious activities and they're going to become a burden to the society. So that's one of the points I was making earlier, that, when you come into politics, you come with a lot of energy, a lot of bright ideas, and you want to change things. And then, it slowly chips away at that, and you have to remind yourself every now and then as to who you are and who you represent. What's the purpose that you're here?
How do you do that? Well, actually, we're close to the break, so I'm gonna take the break and then come back and hear your answer to that.
I know Dr. Dayton Campbell has not paid me. I know I'm not a PNP. But if you recognize courage, if you recognize hard work, especially when it's about protecting our democratic systems and framework, then one have to speak to that. And by that, Dr. Campbell has become the ripe mango in the People's National Party. The JLP, even if there's no mud, will find it and try to make it stick. What I would advise the Prime Minister is to focus on the turbulence in the JLP family at the moment, because at all quarters, Prime Minister, it is not going well for you. We want to avoid a bloodbath, Prime Minister. We want to avoid the Jamaica Labour Party being wiped out at the next general election, because many of your supporters are planning to sit on their hands, Prime Minister. It is what happened in the 2020 general election. A lot of People's National Party supporters sat on their hands. A lot of people didn't go out because they were afraid of the COVID, because you've hijacked us. That division in the Jamaica Labour Party ushered in after the 2020 general election. Without the courage, persistency, and hard work of a Dr. Dayton Campbell, Andrew Holness would have been guaranteed a 3rd term in the midst of a PNP division. And oopsie-daisy, we would have been ushered firmly into a dictatorship. To close, I would implore you all Jamaicans at home to stand with Jamaicans for justice and their call for body-worn cameras by our police. It is important. It is important that we strengthen security and the accountability framework of our country. Those cameras will go some way to help us in limiting the daily corruption of the Jamaica Constabulary Force when dealing with the general public. Thank you very much for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. You send me a clip to play. Hold on. Darrell Vance versus Dayton Campbell. Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna go silent and screen record the morning Dulce and try to put in a studio quickly. No, sir. So ready for the my peeps. TikTok I can't go on listen. Meet me outside. The showdown between Vaz and Campbell. I'm going to try YouTube to get it in the studio for you. TikTok, I will post it on this channel as soon as I am done. This was a back in the day showdown with Darrell Vaz and Dayton Campbell. Bear with me, let me just crop it for the studio, please. I also meet me outside at Darrell Vaz. Meet me outside. Why should politician them violent? Two other politicians did tell one another to come outside as well, too, innit? I'm sure Portia must have called somebody out the door because the whole Portia not play. I'm sure Portia must call someone of them to meet him out the door too. Hold on, I'm gonna try get it in studio quickly for you so we can end with some high drama from Dr. Campbell and the Green Lizard of Portland. The Green Lizard of Portland versus Dr. Campbell in Parliament. Just bear with us a second while we get it in studio for you, YouTube. It should be coming up shortly. One of them said, come outside. No, sir.
I don't finish it. Oh, no, the question don't finish. The question don't finish. Where the Cornwall Regional Hospital is located, and as such may be conflicted by his strident calls for the closure or downsizing.
Meet me outside. Meet me outside. Thanks to everyone for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. Lovely to have your support. As always, on TikTok, we will post that clip for you shortly. And we will take you out with the lipstick queens of Ghana.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. we speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of not they only sit aside a rob and cheat, and not first the four. Make out what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the Friday. Give a show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man Joe and Stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.